Hi Shady Grove, Pastor Denise here with your midweek update and brief devotional. We've got some great opportunities coming up for you to be able to get involved and to do outreach in the world and in our community. First, we have our Samaritan's Purse Operation Christmas Child shoe boxes, and you can pick those up at the Information Center out in the foyer. Those are due back on Sunday, November the 5th. Also, we have our annual fall festival, and that's something that we do as an outreach to the community, and that's going to be on October the 21st. That's a Saturday, and it's going to be from 11 to 2. We need lots of volunteers. We need lots of folks to help, no matter what your age. There's always something for everyone to do. I love it because the whole church can get involved in this. If you're interested, text the word FALL to our regular text number 336-525-5870. And finally, for those of you who might be having a hard time with the upcoming holidays, dealing with grief, we have Surviving the Holidays. You can go to our website, shadygrove.net, and you can sign up there. Just click on the link. So the devotional that I chose is one that the Lord laid on my heart. It's one of my favorite stories. It's the story of King Hezekiah. And that story is found in 2 Kings chapters 18 through 20. So we see this king, this young king. He's only 25 years old when he comes to power in Jerusalem. He reigns for 29 years. He's known as a good king. And in fact, it says in 18:5 of 2 Kings, there was no other king like him before or after him of all the kings of Judah. And in verse 6 it says, Hezekiah trusted in the Lord, the God of Israel. He held fast to the Lord, and he did not stop from following him. He kept the commands of God that had been given by Moses. He tore down all of the altars to the false gods, was one thing that he did as a part of being obedient. But one day along comes the king of Assyria's commander, and he threatens Jerusalem. And he tells them, and he's sitting there talking not only to the messengers of King Hezekiah, but he's talking to the people on the wall so that they can hear what's going on. And he tells them this. He says, don't think that the God that Hezekiah claims can deliver you. He says, have any of the gods of the other nations like Samaria delivered them? Who of all the gods of these countries has been able to save this land from me? How can the Lord deliver Jerusalem from my hand? Well, the three representatives of Hezekiah go back to Hezekiah with this message from the commander. They have torn their clothes, symbolic in that time of grief or loss or humility, and they tell Hezekiah these threatening words. Hezekiah himself tears his clothes, puts on sackcloth, and he goes to the temple of the Lord. And there they inquire of the prophet Isaiah and try to find out the answers that they're seeking for this dilemma that they've come upon. You see, the Assyrian king not only is threatening the people, but actually he's taunting God. But Hezekiah doesn't take matters into his own hands, but he humbly goes to God and he petitions him. He takes this information that he's had, what's going on before the Lord, and he asks the Lord for help. He prays first. Hezekiah's disaster plan against the Assyrian king was to go to God. And we see in chapter 19, he goes to the temple of the Lord. He spreads out this letter that has come from the messengers of Assyria. And Hezekiah prayed to the Lord these words, Lord, the God of Israel, enthroned between the cherubim, you alone are God over all the kingdoms of the earth. You have made heaven and earth. Give ear, Lord, and hear. Open your eyes, Lord, and see. Listen to the words Sennacherib has sent to ridicule the living God. So Hezekiah goes on to say, yes, it's true, the Assyrian kings have devastated and destroyed many nations. He's destroyed their gods, but their gods were of stone and wood made by human hands. Hezekiah prays on, now, Lord, our God, deliver us from his hand so that all the kingdoms of the earth may know that you alone, Lord, are God. King Hezekiah, this godly man, endures these taunts of the Assyrian army, but he doesn't take action before consulting the Lord. And in his faithfulness, God hears them and he delivers them. So my question to you is this: When you encounter a terrible situation in which there is seemingly no solution, what do you do? Do you hear those words, cancer? Do you experience the loss of a loved one and go into retreat? Do you retaliate and try to strike back? Do you get angry? Or do you take that situation before the Lord, lay it at His feet like the letter that Hezekiah laid at the Lord's feet, and ask, Lord, help? Wouldn't it be great if down the road, everyone who looks back and sees your story could say, "Who is like your God?" Amen. Be blessed, church.